Hello and welcome to Business Insider with Mario Toneguzzi on YYC Business, brought to you by Megapix Media. Joining me today is Deborah Yedlin, President and CEO of the Calgary Chamber of Commerce. Thanks, Deborah, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me today, Mario.
On election day.
On election day, busy day in Calgary.
I'm sure you're going to have a busy day today. Let's talk about small businesses. It is Small Business Week this week. Tell me what's on tap for the week that the Chamber is hosting and celebrating.
Well, we have a number of events on tap. One of the things that we're doing starting on tomorrow on Tuesday is we're going to be doing drive-through coffee stops. We'll be in various parts of the city, meeting with businesses, but also we will have the vaccine bus with us. So anybody who has not had an opportunity to get vaccinated, they will be able to do that as well. We're also having a summit on Thursday, and it's really about hybrid workplace and technology, diversity and inclusion, vaccine employer rights, sort of a whole suite of information and opportunities to engage with various experts. And then we're having a tech summit, tech panel on Wednesday night as well. That's going to take place at Hotel Arts. So there's that. And then finally, we wrap up on Friday night with the Gala Awards that will recognize several businesses in 8 different categories for their achievements in various areas in Calgary.
All right. Oh, the Gala Awards, are they live and in person this year?
The Gala Awards will be live and in person, and you actually can still order a ticket if you go to calgarychamber.com.
Okay, super then. Tell me a little bit about the importance of small businesses. You know, we go through this every October, right, to celebrate and champion the cause of small businesses in Canada. Why are that small business community such an integral part of the economy?
Well, they make up 95% of Calgary businesses, Mario, and so that's why they're very important to us. And I think what we realize, what we should recognize is small businesses are the texture of our city in terms of what they offer, and it's different than what is offered, obviously, in other cities. What we know is that it amounts to about 55,000 businesses in Calgary, and the top 5 sectors are the professional, scientific, and technology services sector, construction, healthcare and social assistance, retail, and other services, not including public administration. So there's that. And then also people may be interested to know that Calgary has the second highest number of per capita small businesses of all of Canada's major cities. So clearly, you know, it is a very important part of what happens in the city.
Why do you think Calgary is so high in terms of its per capita of small businesses?
So I think, Mario, that really speaks to our entrepreneurial spirit, that when somebody sees an opportunity to establish a business that meets a need in the city, regardless of what sector it belongs in, they do that. And I also think one of the reasons we do have such an entrepreneurial culture and so many small businesses is that there are a lot of people who have, let's say, been working for large oil companies over the years, have left and decided to set up their own shingles and consult to them. So I think that's part of why we've had that evolution. But I think it also feeds on itself, right? So even if you may not be related to anything in the energy sector, but you have other friends who have decided to do the same thing, and you think, well, if they're going to do that, well, why shouldn't I do the same thing and meet a different need in the economy? And so I think that actually is a positive in terms of how we've seen our small businesses grow and that entrepreneurial spirit sustain itself.
Okay, we all know obviously that the last 18 months or so have been very difficult for everybody, particularly for the small business community. What do you think the lasting impact is going to be of these challenging times that we've had? Do you think it's going to hurt, I guess, the entrepreneurial spirit in the sense that a lot of people may not want to be an entrepreneur because of the challenges that are out there?
I think people will take a different approach to how their businesses are structured and what they're going to do in terms of making sure they've got, a reserve fund to support them in case they do run into some tough times. But it's been really interesting, Mario. We've talked to a lot of small business owners, and they've all said that they were very, very appreciative, and they really needed the support from the federal government in order to get them through this tough time. And without that support, they would not have been able to make it. So I think, everybody's learned a number of different lessons: the importance of small businesses, but also that the importance of a reserve fund, but also that there are supports that come forward from government from time to time. This was one of them, and they did access them, and it did support them. And obviously, if you have a small business that stays in business, it means it's good for the families and the employees that are associated with it.
And you mentioned the federal support programs. Now we're in the final days, I guess, of the wage subsidy and the rent subsidy. We're hoping that, I'm sure everybody's hoping that they will continue. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, we are very clear that we want the government to seriously consider extending those supports. It's something that small businesses across the country need, and we are all looking to the government for a positive indication that they are going to continue with those supports. Because, as I said, when you talk to businesses in Calgary, and they tell you that without those supports they would not have survived. And I think particularly too, the fourth wave has just seemed to be crushed the soul of so many people. It was just not what people expected. They knew that it was something that dealing with some more uncertainty, and that just is something that is challenging to deal with.
Okay, super. Well, thanks a lot, Deborah, for joining us today.
Sorry, Mario, my
Oh, are you still
there you
there?
go. I'm there. Yeah, I don't know what happened with my my AirPods. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Thanks for joining us today, Deborah. And I know it's going to be a busy week for you, and will be interesting to see the election results as well today.
Yes, everybody's going to be focused on that for sure tonight, and we'll see what tomorrow's a new day in Calgary on a bunch of different levels.
You bet. Thanks a lot, Deborah. This was
Thanks, Mario.
Deborah Yedlin, President and CEO of the Calgary Chamber of Commerce. This has been Business Insider with Mario Toneguzzi on YYC Business, brought to you by Megapix Media. Thanks for joining us.